everything. But we ain't Christian, we'll fall on your ass. Plus you know we keep the metal things. How you wanna settle things? I suppose you'll take the proposal. We'll make that metal ring with the blocks of the hecklers. We some righteous ass brothers, but some certified steppers, right? We some priests at the end of the day, so we teaching in the streets till the end of the day. Hey, we on the front line, we the ones that you want in the game. Fourth quarter when it's crunch time, and all my brothers is clutch. Squad full of silent killers, we ain't talking too much, but we'll teach you if you're humble. Just learn to follow orders, don't mumble. Get it done. And he that have an ear, I pray you listen. Yeah, we want all of the smoke, we ain't Christians. Just the life of a priest that we go in the streets, and you know we teach the Jews. Fresh braids in my hair, fresh boots on my feet, and you know we keep the jewels. Whole squad of real niggas with some certified killers, and you know we got the tools. Nah, nigga, we ain't Christian, ain't shit sweet, you must've got us confused, 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 got us confused. Nah, nigga, we ain't Christian.
You can read it for me? Kind of time.
We ain't the same, we some righteous ass, hardcore, rugged niggas. And it's a shame that you full of pride. We don't affiliate with none of you clowns. Plus these heathens getting nullified. It's the life of a priest and a prophet. Fake niggas be cautious. Words flow true good like a faucet. The righteous stand bold, I'm in lion form. Crying loud voice cutting through a quiet storm. Like King Ty with the fire bombs. It be smoke when we drop the cannons. No fire calm. The home of the truth. We don't play around. Hide the women, never lift it when we taking ground. Living in hell will make the best of it and endure through the rest of it to the end. And you ain't gotta listen if you choose, as long as you don't get us confused. We not Christian. Just the life of a priest that we go in the streets, and you know we teach the Jews. Fresh braids in my hair, fresh boots on my feet, and you know we keep the jewels. Whole squad of real niggas with some certified killers, and you know we got the tools. Nah, nigga, we ain't Christian, ain't shit sweet, you must've got us confused, 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 got us confused. Nah, nigga, we ain't Christian, got us confused. Just the life of a priest that we go in the streets, and you know we teach the Jews. Fresh braids in my hair, fresh boots on my feet, and you know we keep the jewels. Whole squad of real niggas with some certified killers, and you know we got the tools. Nah, nigga, we ain't Christian, ain't shit sweet, you must've got us confused, 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 got us confused. Nah, nigga, we ain't Christian, got us confused.
All right, Shalom Israel. We're at the ISUPK, started out at 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. And y'all already know that we are not affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite group on the planet Earth. And y'all know where we at. Y'all know what time it is, Wednesday's class. And we're going to talk a little bit about Black history. But first, give you a couple of announcements. We got the next up and coming food drive going down on February the 19th, 2021 from 1 to 3 p.m. or until the food is gone. We're giving away 13,000 pounds of food. Make sure that if you, your family, friends, you understand, neighbors, you understand, people that you don't even know at all, that need some food, send them on down. All right? Or you can come get it for them or whatever. You know, take it to them. If they don't have transportation, you know, all you would need is their information, their name, their address, the family size, and children under 18, and their phone number, and you're good to go. All right? Commander Yohana ain't making you show your proof of income and all. You know what I mean? You know, poor, man. That's ridiculous. They do the poor like that. They turn around and make them show income. They ain't got no income. They poor. They broke. You know what I mean? They broke as hell. And you want to turn around and hit them with a, oh, okay, let's sit down. Did you bring any of your check stubs? You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, man. These other, you know, people do that, man. But Commander Junior Honda know that if you need it, you won't come get it, especially if you're giving it away. You understand? So that's all you would need here. Let me see what else we got. We got the Sharp and Sword Radio Show, hosted by myself. You know what I'm saying? Captain DeGaulle, Gabor 10,000. Then we got my man, Officer Cabal Qatar on the ones and the twos. You feel me? Going in, you know. We definitely gonna be going in this Sunday.
Right.
On Hoax Day. You understand? It's gonna be a lot of hoax going on. You know
Yeah.
On that day. Lord have mercy. Valentine's Day. Good night. The day it's supposed to be about love on this day. But people don't understand it. It's about everything but love. It's about orgies and freaks, and the freaks come out at night. Ain't what the song say?
Yeah,
You understand? Yeah, they coming out at night. They coming out that night. All right, they gonna be doing a lot of strange things for some damn card, a damn bunny, and a bear, and some chocolate. They gonna be doing a lot of strange things. Okay. Let me see. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. it's going down. Sharp and Sword Radio. Make sure you there this Sunday. All right, tuned in, plugged in. Topics. You can even call in too if y'all have any questions, want to make a comment, or listen live on either show. And tonight, tonight's number is 712-832-8330 or 425-436-6260, and the access code is 825-1636. All right. So if we got any questions, you can type them in on Facebook, and we'll get you. Be patient with us. We'll get your questions answered on the Facebook. And if not, ready to rock and roll. Okay. Let's jump to that first article. Everything should say Wednesday class, I believe. I'll turn around and show you, man. You know that, you know, your lead in Black History Month, right? Black History Month is blown up so big, such a short month, right? Blown up so big, and truth be told, Black History Month is White History Month.
Right.
You know, that is still White History Month, because you're talking about all of the great things that you've done in this hell, okay, to benefit our oppressors. We haven't done much to benefit ourselves here in this place. You know what I mean? Even down to the different little things that we have created. They've taken everything. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for the ISUPK digging for a lot of these things, like I know Captain Kapash had put together a flyer, and with all of the different inventions, you know, not a flyer, but he it is one that we got. The flyers got some, but he had a whole list of different inventions that we had created. When I read it, I was like, God damn, I didn't even know we made that. You know what I mean? I didn't know we made that. I didn't know we made everything.
Damn right.
We made everything.
Yeah.
You know, tripped me out when I learned about the goddamn potato chip. You know what I mean? And how our oppressor get all the credit for the Doritos and the Cheetos and the Lay's and the Red Hot Riblets. They're my favorite right there. You hear me? Red Hot Riblets, girl, you got me. You got a bag of them. You understand? And some Jose Cuervo rolls. You got me, baby. I'm telling you. But I was like, damn. I didn't, you know, then to read the story on how the brother created, he made a mistake on the order. You know what I'm saying? And ended up frying it a little too hard. He sliced the potato. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the brother's name who did it. But go ahead.
So I heard a little different. His name was George Crumb, and
George Crumb.
he was mad because like he had sent out some like you know how you cook potatoes and onions, right? You fry potatoes and onions. So the customer kept sending them back saying that the potatoes were too thick. So he said, all right, they're too thick, I got you, and made them as thin as he possibly could. And then fried them in the same oil, and they came out as chips.
Right.
And, Yeah, he just did it because he was mad.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You understand? That's why I said that's what I meant when I said he made a mistake. They saying they didn't like how the order was.
Yeah.
So of course to them, you know what I'm saying, they made you didn't cook this right. You understand? But us, hey, we would hate. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But like I said, and there goes your damn world's greatest snack. You know what I'm saying? Made by who? By us. All right. So, like I said, we're gonna get off into a couple of things. But first, I'm gonna go back just a little bit. This was last month. This was Stevie Wonder, man. Okay. Read me that one. This article from Stevie. Stevie. Oh, hold on. Go ahead. I got another one too.
Come. Stevie Wonder calls on Joe Biden, Kamala Harris to establish a truth commission to investigate inequality.
Can you believe that? Well, you know he blind. You understand? Do he even know who he asking to do such a thing? And the reason I'm pulling this out is because guess what? Stevie Wonder is a great musician. You understand? A great artist. Hands down. Isn't she lovely? Made for love. That is the jam. Okay. I mean, hey, what song did he make that wasn't a hit? I can't even tell.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
He made Happy Birthday a hit.
Yeah, Happy Birthday was a hit. It's unlawful as hell to celebrate birthdays, but he took that bland, Happy birthday to you. The white folks. Happy birthday to you.
Good.
Happy birthday, dear Billy. Happy birthday. He gave you turned up version.
Good.
You understand? And it's still to this day on somebody's birthday in the hood. That's what they play.
Right.
You understand? I turned off the radio. I forgot it was Martin Luther King Day, and I turned because that's all I heard was his speech. And Stevie Wonder, happy birthday. Man, let me put on the CD. You understand? Let me go on YouTube, play some music. I had to switch that mess, man. But I wanted to pull this one right here because this man wants to go to the very people, and this is why the topic is what it is. Heroic men are in the Bible, and not in your civil rights movement.
Right.
You understand? These so-called civil rights leaders and men and women and activists and all of that, they are not doing anything to help better our situation here in this hell. They're not the heroes, man. Kamala Harris, she's not even a black woman like what they portrayed her to be.
Right.
She's not a hero. Damn. But Joe Biden is the devil. Like, why are you trusting him? You understand? Why do you want him to tell you the truth? When they have lied to us over and over and over again. Like, what are we going to keep? We're going to, investigate inequality and come up with a truth commission, man. Start telling the truth about what y'all been doing. Come on. I mean, they ain't never going to do that. Go ahead.
Like, what do you need a truth commission for? You live this. Like, you don't, like, what do you need to investigate? Like, these are people's everyday lives. Like, this is not, like, maybe in white America, this is news. Maybe in the little Asian communities, this is news. But to Nakers and Hispanics, this is everyday life. You don't need an investigation committee. In fact, if she would have been a Naker, she wouldn't have to have an investigation committee because she would have experienced it. But she never experienced any of that because she's not us. She's East Indian.
Yeah, absolutely. So, he's a special Naker. Yeah, he making them some money.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So, when you are, sports player, whether it be basketball, football, baseball, boxer, whatever it is that you doing that's great, making them tons and tons of cash, they ain't tripping off you. You understand? They ain't worried about you. Okay? Until you try to take a knee. You understand? Until you do that. You try to turn around and, just give a moment of silence for your people that's being completely done wrong here in this place. You understand? Getting murdered, innocent people that's getting murdered. It's not like, You know, it's still, even if the people committed a crime, it still doesn't give you a right to murder them. You understand? But innocent blood. Okay, go ahead, bro.
And it's a lock here. Like, that should it just show you exactly who this devil is. Like, there are plenty of people who sat on the bench. In the NFL, there was no rule that you had to stand up for the national anthem.
Yeah.
And he took a knee to show respect for the flag. Like, when you take a knee for something, you're praying for it. You're contemplating heavily on it. So it wasn't like he was disrespected. It wasn't like he was peeing on it or standing on it.
Right.
He was taking a knee in front of the flag. He was kneeling at the flag, begging for your mercy, and they still did him the way they did him because he wanted to use his voice to make it public. Like, no, you're supposed to keep that quiet. This is something we go through every day, and even your peaceful, graceful begging and praying for them gets you the exact same damn thing.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. All right. Read a little bit of that.
Okay. Stevie Wonder celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. Day with a heartfelt video addressed to the late civil rights icon that called on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to establish a National Truth Commission. The musician posted a more than 4-minute video on his Twitter page on Monday in which he seemed to address his remarks directly to Dr. King, who was assassinated in 1968. In his speech, Wonder thanked the late civil rights icon for the work he did in his life, while lamenting the lack of progress the country has seen in the years since his death.
He's lamenting the what?
The lack of progress this country has
The
seen.
lack of progress. If anyone tells you that we are further now, than what we were long time, they are lying. They're lying to you. You understand? Because we ain't nowhere by no means ahead at all. You know what I mean? Go ahead, brother.
Lucky, even the blind man can see it.
Even blind. Hey, you couldn't see who the hell he was asking to tell the truth, but even the blind man can see that, nah. And we ain't made no progress. You understand? He's hearing about all of his people that's being murdered. You understand?
Damn right.
He's hearing about it. He has people that, work around him and, every day. He still got a wife, no? He still got a wife. Got a wife keeping him up on the news, letting them know what's going on. But he is definitely asking the wrong people, man. The very two that's they really for the tag team something now. You understand? With the laws that they had enforced back, her being a prosecutor, the first Asian prosecutor, the first Asian damn prosecutor, okay? Not black, okay? Not the first black prosecutor, all right? And guess what? Now she ain't the first black that we was saying that. We was calling her that. We was calling her the first black damn vice president. Female vice president. Go ahead.
Salakia, you gotta remember, our people so sick, we call Bill Clinton the first black president.
We call Bill Clinton the first. Ain't that retarded? Ain't that retarded? Because the man smoked weed, didn't inhale, because he got his rod blown in the damn White House. You want to say he black?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
The saxophone.
And the saxophone. We can't forget that. As if Kenny G didn't play one of those too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I was in class with a couple of them that played saxophone. I was playing the trumpet. You understand? And a couple of white boys playing the saxophone. They was off like hell, but with all the other, what their instrument was? What they used to like? The flute. Boy, they love that damn thing, don't they?
I thought you would say the clarinet.
Huh?
I thought you would say the clarinet.
That one too. They love that damn clarinet and that flute. They love that. Why they love them soft ass instruments so bad? I wanted that loud one. You understand? That trumpet. Well, give me that. Woo. You understand? Give me that one. But they liked them little soft ones, man. Every
Yeah.
white boy, they ran to the damn flute. I'm talking about, and I'm not lying. They ran in the class to get the goddamn flutes. Okay, I don't know what that was about. But anyway, is there some more on that one? Give me a little more on Stevie. See what he said.
Cattle Khan. Quote, I met you when I was 14 years of age. You are a true hero.
This is his story to his I guess the love speech to Martin Luther King, right?
Okay.
Yeah, this is his he have a dream speech now. Okay.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder have a dream. Okay. I wish your dream would have been to be able to see that what you're doing is not gonna do nothing.
Right.
Not gonna amount to any damn thing. But go ahead.
You were a true hero and you became an inspiration. I have been blessed to write songs of love, hope, and motivation, many of them inspired by your life.
Okay, you know what song he talking about that was inspired by Martin Luther King's life? Jungle Fever. You understand? That's the song that Martin Luther King inspired him to write.
Right.
Jungle Fever. He going white girl crazy. She going black boy hazy. All that nonsense, man. Well, guess what? If Martin Luther King was actually a man of God, like what he said, he would know in the scripture that that is a complete sin for you to be having jungle fever. You understand? For you to turn around and date or marry outside of your race.
Right.
Whichever one you want to call it, date, marry, sex outside of your race, then guess what? That is a sin according to the Lord.
Right.
But Stevie Wonder said that, man, I wrote some songs, that inspired people, according to, your life. And guess what? Part of his life was the one that he was hiding. He was hiding from Cloretta. Cloretta said that MLK used to be at home maybe, how many days out? It was a couple of days out the month, a couple of hours. She hardly got any time out of him. It wasn't because he was so busy with the civil rights movement. He was busy with them white girls in them hotels.
Right.
Having freaky orgies and the other pastor raping the members of them churches, man. That's what they was busy doing, being nasty, perverted, freak, damn sexual deviants. That's what they was doing. But Stevie Wonder said that Martin Luther King inspired him to write the song Jungle Fever. Okay? Go ahead.
Wonder went on to denounce what little has been done in the wake of the civil rights
Say that
movement.
again.
Wonder went on to denounce what little has been done.
What
and
little has been done. The civil rights movement was a complete joke. It was a complete waste of your time and your feet. You understand? You out here marching, walking around, talking about you want equal rights and all of that, when in the Bible the Lord said you greater than the people that you trying to be equal to. So what in the hell are you walking for? You ought to stay at home all day. I'd have looked out the window. God damn, they stupid as hell marching out. I ain't gonna do all that. You know what I'm saying? You know how they can do when they ain't finna do something. They talking about the people that's outside doing it.
Right.
And I ain't finna do that. Not me. That would have been me. You understand? I ain't wasting my good shoes. You understand? To turn around and march in those civil rights. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And if Martin Luther King, if this man that gets recognized and get all this recognition all over the earth, Martin Luther King is like that's like they token Negro. That's like they baby right there. It's like they gave birth to they did. They gave birth to Martin Luther King. You understand? They gave birth to him, man, and he turned around and did what they wanted him to do, not what God said for you to do, or a so-called leader and a man of God. You understand? He did not do what the Lord wanted him to do at all. And anyone that was associated and affiliated with Martin Luther King, that was not to help black people. Because still to this day, they still doing that goddamn shuffle. You understand? That was slave shuffle, man, for our oppressor. Leave it up to them, we'll be here forever.
God.
Leave it up to them. Thank God for Commanding General Yohana.
Right.
Finally, someone that has the goddamn, how you say, give it to testicular. I gotta have my scientists say this one. Yes, sir.
Testicular fortitude.
Testicular fortitude.
Yeah,
See, I was gonna say testosterone. You understand? Like the word testosterone. You understand? That's why I got my scientist. He remember everything I forget. You understand? Commander Junior Hanna is the only man that had the testicular fortitude to see this thing through, man, to actually do what God called us to do.
Right.
And he's teaching other brothers, other blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to do the same damn thing, man. You understand? And you ain't got to be no coward, and you ain't got to fold, you ain't got to sell out. Boy, they kill me with that. They kill me with that. They still talking about how we done sold out in the UPK. They still talking about that. Well, please, someone point me to my check there.
Good time.
You understand?
Time.
Point me to my check there. Don't let me get played. Help me get paid then.
Right.
Since we sold out. You understand? But guess what? I didn't even join the sellout. You understand? When I heard the general say that, I said that's the leader right there. Because do you know how many people do? You know how many people do, man? A bunch of them. All of them. Go ahead.
So like, we sold out. Why wouldn't we be just like the Christian church? Like,
I don't know.
We ain't over, like, the leaders of the schools ain't rolling around in Benzes that the members done bought. Like, I'm not understanding that. Like, we're considered sold out because we filed paperwork. So all of our things were legal.
So we can take care of our people.
Wow. Like, and honestly, all those people need to just shut up about it. Because here's the truth of the matter. Y'all out here running your mouth, and y'all either doing one or two things. Y'all either keyboard warriors and sit on your computers and don't never come out on the streets and do nothing. Or two, you are going out in the streets. Right. Or two, you are going out in the streets, and you should be thanking Commander General Yohana for winning them court cases to where now you have precedent to where you can go out there and you have something on the books that says that you can go out there and teach the word. So either you should shut up because of ignorance, or you should shut up because you owe him.
Right.
But that 501c3 is what allows us to keep all of our things legit and legal. Maybe you should try following some type of laws.
Right. Maybe they should. Okay. Basically, what they are, they're just a bunch of disobedient sons.
Right.
That's what they are. And you need to do like grandma. Go give me a switch. Yes. You understand? That's what they need. Okay. You need to go get granny's old switch and wear your little bad ass out until you get in order. That's what needs to happen. Okay. So don't nobody go and whoop no fake Israelites. Don't tell them Cap told you. You're walking around with a switch whooping fake Israelites. Take the goddamn fridge off the bottom of your shirt. Don't do it, okay? No, but seriously, man, I mean, the people that was involved in that movement, man, it was just ridiculous. You understand? Because that was not, they didn't do that with the mindset of actually helping our people. Because the stuff that they turned around and so-called was fighting and dying for. I watched the documentary, and one of the brothers has said, I don't want to get it right. He said that people should be willing to die for something, right?
Yeah, I'm right.
He said, hold on. He said, police are killing us anyway. He said, white people are killing us anyway.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and stand for something. Let's do it. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it for a reason. And the reason was civil rights. Right? That's what the reason was. And this man was encouraging, this was one of the brothers from back in the day that went through it, and he was saying that was a good reason for our people to die. I completely disagree.
Right.
That was a waste of those 4 beautiful little girls that got blown up on buses because of civil rights. What, that was a bus or a church, right?
Yeah, the basement of a church.
Yeah, the basement of a church. That was, you understand, that was terrible. You understand, for those babies lose their life for absolutely no reason. For civil rights, right? The brothers and sisters that was out there marching, and when you go on YouTube, you can look up Martin Luther King's marches and all of that. You got the police pepper spraying and tear gassing and billy clubbing and sicking dogs on them and hosing them down. That was a waste. You understand? That was a complete waste. You know, of a life. A lot of our people got killed out there, got murdered in the name of civil rights. And even a blind man is saying, guess what? We still ain't got nothing. We still ain't got nowhere. He ain't even bring up his own accomplishment. You understand? He just mentioned that he, made music. But he ain't glorifying himself as if he really did something great. Because look at where he doing it at. The whole while he's making good music, his people's dying.
Right.
You understand? Especially back in the day. Back in his damn day. You know what I mean? He ain't that old, but still. He almost 70 something, right?
Okay.
Yeah, 70. You understand? He was back there in the 60s. My mother had just mentioned that. She said, I remember when Martin Luther King got shot, the day he got shot, she said she was 8. Martin Luther King, she was 8 years old when Martin Luther King got shot. And she said, I remember it. She said, everybody was upset. You know what I mean? Of course. I mean, so what? Because he's a Christian preacher. He was a false damn prophet. He's still a brother. You understand?
Right.
And you're going to be upset about a white man murdering a brother. You understand?
Right.
So, of course, the whole damn planet was on fire because Martin Luther King, who they thought was a man of God and a great leader, which he was not at all. He was neither. He was neither a great leader and he was not a man of God. You understand? And guess what? You're going to have to swallow that one day and stop riding around with your lights on, honking your horn for Martin Luther damn King. Okay? Because that man was a complete traitor to his people. You know, they had to bargain with Martin Luther King to make him stop being with white women and get a black. They forced the man to get Coretta. Is it Coretta or Chloretta? Is it Coretta? Coretta Scott King? Okay, Coretta. You understand? They made Martin Luther King get that woman and have children with her. I know that was probably some of the worst nights of his life. That's why he was never around. That's why he was never around and never at home. Because that's not what he wanted. He wanted white girls. You know? The people that got beat in was it Selma? You understand? Alabama. That was a complete waste, man. People got killed trying to cross a bridge. When these people was telling you, nah, don't come over here. Don't you come over here, boy. You understand? This here bridge, this side of this bridge for whites only. And you just had to walk across it. Like, I never understood that. You forcing yourself on these people to turn around and sit in their businesses and their restaurants and purchase. It's so many documentaries that I have watched, man. It's crazy. It was one about the incident over in Illinois. Okay, the race riot that happened over in East St. Louis. They turned around and they was talking about how the people, the white folks wouldn't even let them buy hats. They had hat stores and brothers was flying things back. The sisters was flying hats on, tilting to the side and all that. They wouldn't even let them come in and buy no hat. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even let them try them on. It was a sister saying, she was like, I remember trying to go into this store, and I wanted to try on the hat, and the woman immediately, damn near like jumped over the counter. That's the goddamn hat. You know what I mean? And guess what? That's going on to this day.
Right.
They still don't want us in their establishments. They still don't want us in their businesses. You know what I mean? It's still going on to this day. So jump to that. Jump to the.
Oh, Slocky. Ever this last little quote?
You got a more. Oh, go ahead, Warren.
All right, this last little quote. It's painful to know that the needle has not moved one iota, he says. For 36 years, we've had a national holiday honoring your birthday and principles, but you would not believe the lack of progress. It makes me physically sick.
Good night. We got to read that one all month long. It ain't moved one iota, and he ain't lying.
Yeah.
And like you said, this man is blind and can see it.
Right.
Now what the hell is wrong with you? They got eyes. Like he said, we've been celebrating your goddamn birthday and your achievement. You understand? Who was that gave Martin Luther King the pens? Ford? Jackson? Who was that? Lyndon B? Lyndon B. Jackson. Okay, when Martin Luther King, you'll see, if you look up some documentaries on Martin Luther King and you know, the deals that he made with the president, this is what he got. This was his reward. A pen. They gave Martin Luther King a pen that Lyndon B. Johnson, or Jackson? Who was it? Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson used to sign, you know, when he would, you know, send out orders and, you know, different laws and everything that he would do. He would take that pen and he would write it. He would sign his signature on it. He gave that to Martin Luther King. You understand? That's what he got for selling out his people. You know? And that's what you get. You get a sellout reward.
Yeah.
You understand? You get a pen.
Yeah.
Okay, for being a punk. Okay? You gave Martin Luther King a pen for being a punk. Go ahead.
So lock it. Let's not forget his trip to the white capital of the world when they sent him to Switzerland for his Nobel Peace Prize.
I forgot about that. And that speech he did about that.
God.
That was ridiculous, man. That speech that he gave getting that award was ridiculous. He was all for America.
Oh, God.
All for
God.
America. Oh, my God. He said it in his speech. You understand? That man is ridiculous. The civil rights movement was a joke and a complete waste of time and lives. Okay? Children were being harmed, were getting thrown out of schools, and some of everything was going on. The people you tried to join together with is steady trying to keep you separated. They didn't even want to join together with you. They showing you, nah, you come over on this side, boy, and I'm gonna give you what you want. You understand? What the white woman say all life? This is white only pie. Okay? That's 35 miles down the road. That's where you go to get you some Negro pie. Okay? They didn't even want to join together with us, man.
Okay.
And here we are today. We still ain't joined together with them. We're still, my man Stevie Wonder said, it ain't we ain't moved not one iota. We ain't moved an inch. We ain't moved a hair. We haven't done a thing.
Okay.
You understand? That march, that protest, that damn civil rights have not done it. Because we still ain't got no goddamn rights. No, go to the one that,
Okay.
you got it?
Have the demands.
It's a have the Bill Moyers.
Okay.
You got it. Okay, jump straight to the list. We this was the list of demands. All right, on the March on Washington. All right, this is 10 of them. Okay, go ahead and read it.
Okay. The 10 demands of the March on Washington. 1. Comprehensive and effective civil rights legislation from the present Congress without compromise or filibuster to guarantee all Americans access to all public accommodations, decent housing, adequate and integrated education, the right to vote.
Now, you see how they put that in there about integrated education?
Okay.
Don't you know that our children are dumb because of us integrating with their education?
Right.
Their education is dumb. It's low. You understand?
Yeah.
Ours was way up here, and theirs is way down there. And then we turn around. Now we have the teachers that's in there teaching our children nothing. You understand? They came up and started making more and more rules as our children was going to these schools that were integrated, and they were failing. They turned around and came up with a way to make them pass, right? So they wouldn't feel so bad. The reason was not truly so that they wouldn't feel so bad. It's just so that they could get credit for that child being in school. Because if he turn around and flunk out and drop out, then they don't get no money. Do you understand? So that's what, what's that, No Child Left Behind.
Okay.
Right, No Child Left Behind. That was about money. That wasn't about your child. I mean, because you claim that the child is failing, but you still gonna push them forward. What is that teaching them? You understand? What good is that education if the child is not even getting educated? But here they turned around and they wanted to guarantee all Americans. First off, you got to know that you ain't no goddamn American.
Right.
You got to take that out of your mouth and thinking that you are an African and an American, because you're not. You ain't got no African friends. You understand? You only wear dashikis and celebrate Kwanzaa. That's it. Yes, and no Africans like you. They don't love you. You're not their friends. They're not cool with you. Any of that. Okay? You better watch them. They get around your computer, your laptop. They're going to scam you. Okay? You're going to get hit with a virus, and all of your accounts is going to get wiped out if you have an African friend. Okay? You better be careful. Okay? But then they say access to public accommodations. Like Rosa Parks, right? She went and sat on the white bus, the front of the white bus, when your seat was at the back. Where do we sit at anyway? Be in the back chilling. You understand? Nobody likes sitting up at the damn front. Go ahead, Ward.
So like, this wasn't about the buses. That wasn't about the buses.
Huh?
Said that wasn't about the buses.
Oh no, but
That's
I'm just
what they
saying.
use. I know that's what they use for the advertising.
Yeah,
It was buses. It's the pools. It's the pools.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what he was. Because even in his interview, that's what he was upset about.
And
He
the
couldn't
pool,
go to
right.
the movie theater and the pool.
And the pool, God, right.
Like
right.
the movie theater and the pool.
Pool, exactly.
That's what you.
Exactly.
People about to get ate up by dogs because you want to go to a white pool.
Yeah, absolutely. Whites only pool. Whites only movie. You understand?
Yeah.
When we had our own.
God.
We had our own, man. You might have had to travel a little bit to get to it, but hey, it was worth it. You understand? I could see. I'm gonna tell you something, man. And what I'm about to say, it made me just think of something else too. I could imagine the time that our people had. You understand? When we went to our movie theater. You know what I mean? Just thinking about the places packed, nakeds all dressed up, you know what I'm saying, looking good in there and enjoying the movie. I can just imagine that back then. You know what I'm saying? It was a wonderful time, right? I just saw at one of my contracts, right? I just saw a family of, let me see, 3 and about 5, about 8 or 9 of them enjoying a trip to the vending machine. You understand? Just to show you how oppressed we are in this place. I mean, you should have saw them, man. It was like ease on down the road to the vending machine. It was actually it was an event. It was an event. Now just think about back then. We had our own businesses. We had our own restaurants. When we was excited, we finna go out today, and we finna go to Bubba's and Jeff Rose. You understand? Wilma's. You know what I'm saying? Shirley's. Okay, we finna go there. Okay, I know everybody love to go eat at Bubba's and Shirley's. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
With the name Bubba, you know you got some good food.
Okay.
You know Bubba has some good barbecue, right? And you know Shirley has some good old chicken and some mashed potatoes, right? But now we have nothing. The black community is filled with their businesses, all because of your civil rights movement.
Right.
Because they felt that it was better for us to join them and go and eat in their establishments. First off, eat in a place where they don't even, you got the crickets going off soon as you walk in.
Good.
You know, you sitting at their lunch counter, everybody staring at you like, nigga, what the hell are you doing here? Who told you could come and sit in here? Who said we wanted to eat next to you? You know what I mean? That's what they looking at you like. The damn pots and pans and skillets and cash registers stop ringing up and stop frying. You know what I mean? And they all looking at you, and they wanting you to get the hell out of there. But Martin Luther King felt like it was a good idea for our people to get beat upside the head, all to eat at IHOP. You know, all to eat at IHOP. And then we now, because of that, we can't even get a job because guess what? We gave them all up. I was just talking to a sister today that had said, she was saying, talking about, how the other nations of people treat us, right?
Yeah.
And she has said that, she said, man, I hate buying food from them. I hate going to their restaurants. She said, I hate that we don't own gas stations. She said, because I gotta go get my gas. You know what I mean? So she was like, I hate that. She said, and I went to the gas station. I've been going there for years. By my house, I've been going there forever. The people know me in there. And she said she was talking to her friend on the phone, and she pulled up at the pump, and she was going to get out, go in there, pay, come back and pump, but her, she had on the car phone, so the Bluetooth in the car. And she said they were sitting there enjoying the conversation, and she didn't want to get out just yet. So she pulled up and parked, and she said the man came out, bamming on her hood. Hey, buy gas and go. That's what the dude told her. And she said, told her friend, hold on, wait a minute. Said, don't you know who I am? Like, yeah, I know you, but you got to get gas and go. She's like, damn, I come to this place all the time.
Right.
And this is how you treat me.
Yeah.
Buy gas and go. I can't sit here for an extra 2-3 minutes, while the sister is talking on the phone. The goddamn East Indians came and told her, buy gas and go. Hurry up and buy it.
God.
You understand? And get the hell out of here. That's how all of them treat us, man. And that's what? That's in the black community. A heathen, a person of another nation owns a business in our community, and we are making them rich beyond belief, and they don't even want us shopping at their establishment.
God.
They don't even want us there getting the gas out of their pump. Come on, go. Just come on, get gas and go. You don't even have to come here. That's how they feel.
God.
That's how they feel, man. And that's how all of them treat us. Whenever we go in any of a store, I got a cousin, man. This cat, he rich guy. You understand? He's a rich guy. He got a lot of money. Unlike me, I just got $2. You know what I mean? I got my last $2 and I'm gonna put it in the gambling machine. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go gamble. I want to hit with these last two. But my cousin, man, this guy's rich, right? And I remember one day he had a big bright idea. Wanted to go to Chicago a couple years back, go shopping, right? This is when when Master P made Burberry famous. Burberry clothes, all the, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, this is when Burberry came out. And he wanted some Burberry, and he wanted to go to the original Burberry store and get it in Chicago, right? So I said, all right, cuz, I'll ride with you. So we ride up to Chicago. Man, they almost pulled out guns on us when we walked in there. You understand? Two young niggas at that from the hood. They knew he was gonna come in there and steal.
Oh, God.
You understand? And this guy is picking up Burberry, a damn Burberry umbrella was about $1.50, $250.
God.
A damn wallet, no, not a wallet. A damn woman's coin purse was $90. The damn outfit that he bought, I mean, he spent thousands of dollars. You understand, on several outfits and things, belts and hats, mats and everything. Me, I wasn't going. Okay. I was just there for the ride. Like I said, my last $2 had to go in the casino, in the slot machine. Okay, but this brother went all out, and I'm telling you, those white people that was in those stores did everything. They followed us around, gave us some of the worst customer service that you could think of. A damn handkerchief was $150.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, they just knew. Said, what are y'all doing here? You understand?
Yeah.
And go ahead.
So lucky. It was I was actually listening to a story where a young man, I think he was like 19 or 20. He had went into one of them stores like that on Fifth Avenue in New York. They called the police on him.
Yeah.
They had him detained. They had to find they was trying to see like if he stole a car. Car was in his name. lived at home with his mom.
Stole the car. You in the store and they checking to see you stole the car?
Stole the card because he had a credit card that he paid for the
Oh,
belt
stole
with.
the card. Oh, sorry, I got to say car. Go ahead.
Because he had a credit card that he paid for the belt with, but since he's a young black man, that can't be his
Right.
card. He
His
had his
credit
stuff.
card. Oh no.
But
Niggas ain't got no credit.
he saved up his money. He worked. And he lived at home with his mom. He wanted to buy himself a belt.
Uh-huh.
So they was like, "There's no way he can buy this $1,200 belt."
Uh-huh.
So they called the police on him.
Good damn night. Yeah, because niggas ain't got no credit. Your mama messed that up putting the gas and electric in your name. You understand? So you ain't got no credit. We know you ain't got no goddamn credit,
Yeah.
Pookie. You understand? That's ridiculous. But that's how they do us, man. You understand? They, like I said, these other nations of people don't even want us in their establishments. And I hate that black women and black men that own those businesses did not see the banana in the goddamn tailpipe. You understand? They did not see the soup that came in that can. You know, they did not see the phlegm and the flam. Okay, because they turned around and started teaching those Arabs and those East Indians how to fry chicken. You understand? How to cook the food that we like, not knowing that they was finna be the next business owners in the black communities. They didn't know. You understand? But your leader, that's what your leader is for. He's supposed to know. You understand? Men of God is supposed to be watchmen, not Christians. You understand? Not politicians. Not what they call freedom riders. You understand? Not freedom riders. They was blowing up buses. They was blowing up freedom riding buses. You wasn't even riding nowhere to freedom. They was burning and blowing up buses back then. You wasn't freedom riding no damn where.
Right.
You ain't free here. You're a nigger, you're gonna stay a nigger. But like I said, that's why we don't have any businesses in the black community today. Because of what these fake weak leaders did, man. I ain't gonna say fake. You understand? They're not leaders at all. You understand? These Martin Luther King and everybody that was down with that nonsense, and to this day they still teaching Martin Luther King and his policies, his non-violent policy, and all of that mess to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to keep us weak. You know, to keep us weak. That's all. Read the next one. Oh. We can't forget the decent housing.
Okay.
Right? We had our own houses. We had our own houses in our own neighborhoods, man. And they really like to portray black people during this time like we was just living in the slums. You know what I mean? It was some hoods that was kind of, you know, run down a little bit, you know, where less money was at. But a lot of our people, man, especially when we had our own what's that? Back in the 1920? What was that when they bombed Tulsa?
Black
Tulsa.
Wall Street?
Huh?
Black Wall Street, Tulsa?
Black Wall Street, yeah. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, you look up pictures of Black Wall Street, man, the black community was beautiful. You know what I mean? Wasn't no crack, wasn't no heroin, wasn't no trash, wasn't none of that. Our communities look good, man. You know? It wasn't up until, you know, these 60s, you know what I'm saying, what about the 50s too, right? About the 50s and 60s when things start going down. Yeah, about the 50s and the 60s when they really started going down, you know. In the neighborhoods, they did have what they call slums, you know what I mean? But we had decent housing. And then guess what? If we'd stayed in our own community, we could have built our own house. You know, we wouldn't have to worry about that. Go ahead, Word.
That's Slovakia, but most of the reason it was going down was because of that was around the time the soldiers were coming back from Vietnam, or not Vietnam, but from World War II, and you know they got PTSD, and they coming back in the same situation, and so you know it started to turn to, I believe it was heroin at the time. So like it happened, like it started to slip that way because we were trying to be a part of this system.
Right.
We tried to fight for this system. We tried to, we died for this system, you know, and we tried to be a part of the system. But when it just kept rejecting us, we turned to things like drugs because we thought that we needed to find a way to fit in here, and there was nothing else other than that for us.
Right. You absolutely right. Damn right. Like I said, we touched the adequate and integrated education, and the ultimate, the world's most greatest, the right to vote. Oh my God, man! They were even teaching black people how to vote. They would do like a little mock voting, little thing where they stand you and had the line going, had the voting booth and all of that. This was terrible, man. It was terrible to see such a beautiful people, man, fall for the okie doke. That was terrible, man. To see them sitting hoping that with their signs, saying that I want to vote. I want the right to vote. Like, why is that so damn important? Putting a ballot in a box. And then it's not like they're going to look at your vote and think of anything. So consider anything. So you know what? He said to put him in office, so let's put him in there. That's not how it works. It don't work that way. They make you think that you're included by voting. That's what they do. It's just a way to make you think that you are a partaker in, the decision, the great decision that this country is going to make, every election. That's all that is. But you're not. You're not at all, But we already know that voting, none of that has, like Stevie Wonder said, we have not moved one iota from where we started at, and that's why I wanted to pull that over. You understand?
Yeah.
It goes good with Black History Month. And the reason I'm not talking about the great inventions and my man, what's his name, Carver, that made the peanut butter and the stop sign. What was his name that made the stop light? What was his name?
Garrett.
I forgot the brother's name.
Garrett
I
Martin?
forgot the brother's name, but we ain't talking about them. The one that made the damn heart, the heart machine, the defibrillator, and everything else in the hospital. We made every damn thing else in the hospital. We ain't talking about that. You understand? We're gonna turn around and give you something that's gonna shake you up a little bit and wake you up to show you that, the celebrities is even turning aside a little bit. I ain't gonna say all the way, but he got a little sense. You know what I mean? My man, I ain't hoping that Stevie Wonder stop singing. You understand? And jump out of there and get in the UPK. That'll be the last thing that I even think of my man doing, right? But he is coming to his senses just a little bit. You know what I mean? To see that the stuff, and that was something thrown at Martin Luther King a little bit too. To him say, man, we've been celebrating your birthday 36 years. Here we are reverencing you, and you ain't did nothing for us. Finally, somebody on the outside see it other than us. You know what I'm saying? So, Like I said, but none of that stuff is going to cut. We're not going to get our children. Don't get me wrong; they are the smartest on the planet, right? Out of all the nations on the face of this earth, our children are the smartest.
Right.
But they're the dumbest because of the education that they're getting in these schools. You understand? We're all this stuff is boring. I mean, here you are. You got our children going to learn about how great white people are every day. How exciting is that? You got to hear about Alexander the Great when they go talk about history. You understand? And everybody else that was raised, Caesar and George Washington and Abraham Lincoln and every damn body that was great. Matter of fact, pull that picture that I sent you.
Okay.
Yeah, and start reading that. I'm gonna turn around and pull something out on this, some facts out on that about Black History Month, and then I got another one too that we're gonna end up reading next week.
All right, how it began. It began as Negro History Week.
Mm-hmm.
created in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson, a noted African American historian, scholar, teacher, and publisher.
Mm-hmm.
February was chosen to coincide with
Oh, before you read that one, read the other ones. Give me that one last.
Count of the Kind.
Give me that one last. Go ahead.
Representation matters. In the 1940s, African American communities began increasing their efforts to expand the study of black history
Mm-hmm.
in schools. During the Civil Rights Movement, the South, in the South, certain schools added black history into the curriculum with hopes of advancing social change.
Mm-hmm. You go.
The idea to turn the week into a month first came from the Black Student Union at Kent State University in Ohio.
Mm-hmm. So they turned around and took the Negro Week and turned around and made it Black History Month. All right, keep going.
It did not become a month-long celebration until 1976.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want me to read the inventors first and then
Who?
get to that last one?
Which one?
I said you want
No,
me
we ain't gonna read none of those. Just go ahead and read
that last one? Count of the
yeah,
Kind.
go ahead and read the last one now.
Count of the Kind.
I'm gonna show you this. This is why we say that Black History Month is White History Month, and this thing right here is going to tell it all. Go ahead.
February was chosen to coincide with Frederick Douglass's
Frederick Douglass, keep going.
and Abraham Lincoln.
And who?
Abraham Lincoln.
And who?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham, Great Abe. What it said? Great Abe. Uncle Abe. Right? The one that so-called freed the slave.
God.
That said that he had no intentions on freeing you. That wasn't even why he went to the table.
God.
Abraham Lincoln didn't go to the table with the mindset of, you know what, black people are being mistreated and they should be treated fairly. And you know what, I'm going to let them go. That wasn't it at all. You know, his goal was to preserve the Union.
Right.
He had his people in mind. Go ahead.
And Salakia, his best friend was a slave owner.
Yeah.
Not like just his former best friend. His best friend that he grew up with and was his friend until the day he died. He was a slave owner. So it's not like, oh, he just felt such horrible plight for the slaves.
Right.
No,
Well, you were seeing that your whole life.
he was fine with slavery.
Absolutely.
But as you were saying, he knew he had to do it to save the Union.
Right.
And he didn't care about us. It was a business decision.
It was a business decision. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it was a good business decision for them. Abraham Lincoln said out of his own mouth, and you can look these quotes up, he turned around and said that in order to achieve what we were trying to achieve here, he said one of two things is going to have to happen. He said, he said one thing is going to have to happen. He said one race is going to have to be superior and one race is going to have to be inferior. And he said, and I am all in favor of the white race being the superior race.
Yeah.
That's what Abraham, he say we equal now, right? Because they free. We equal. He said, me and my people is superior and not them. You understand? And guess what? That's the same way we need to think. We need to think the same way and say, you know what? We are superior to them and over them. When it comes to them, when you think of them, you should be thinking superior, not inferior. Not all cowardice say, oh, well, everything should be equal. They ain't said not one time nothing was equal with you. You know what I'm saying? Not one time have they came out of their mouth and said that it should be equal whites and blacks. When hell they had whites and blacks damn drinking fountain. They had a white only fountain, and then they had a black only fountain. They didn't even want to even drink the same water as you. They
Right.
didn't even want to turn around and go in the restaurant the same way. The white businesses that would, before this even started, that would serve us food, we would have to go to the back or a door on the side of the business and make our order and get our food from the outside. You understand? You couldn't come in. You couldn't turn around and stand at the front. They made sure that you was at the back. Guess what? They didn't even want nobody to even see that they were serving you. And then they served you like a goddamn dog, threw your bone out of the back door. You know? Ridiculous, man. You understand? Keep reading that, brother. What you got on the book? All right, question?
Somebody had a comment, and I was just trying to
What's the
see if
comment?
they want to call in.
What's the comment?
Look, look, it's just ignorance.
Oh, it's ignorant. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
See, it's just
Oh,
trying to see if you wanna call.
huh?
Yeah, okay.
What is it?
I said just trying to see if you want to call in.
Oh, you know, ignorant ain't gonna call in.
Well,
Oh, they do that. Nah. Go ahead, keep reading. Read number 2.
Withholding of federal funds from all programs in which discrimination exists.
Now, what program are they gonna turn around and stop giving them money because they discriminate against you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the demands don't even make sense. You're asking them to stop giving their people money and funds because they won't serve you. Like, what kind of request is that? You know, when we had our own schools, we had our own colleges, we had our own every damn thing. We didn't need their acceptance for anything.
Right.
We didn't need them for nothing. Okay? Keep going.
Okay. Number 3. Desegregation of all school districts in 1963.
Man, they should have never. We should have never integrated our schools with them. Never. We should have kept our own everything. Alright? Keep going.
Number 4. Enforcement of the 14th Amendment, reducing congressional representation where states are disenfranchised.
Where states is disenfranchised.
Lock it.
Oh, go
Where
ahead.
citizens are disenfranchised.
Mm-hmm. So guess what? You already know who the disenfranchised is.
Right.
Us. You know what I mean? So they not going to enforce no law to improve your way of life. That's why the way of life was going the way it was going for you. That's how they designed it. They didn't design it to fix it up and clean it up and make it right. They designed the ghetto and the barrio and the reservation the way that they did to keep you oppressed. I pulled out some real interesting facts when I found them. The scientists that tested the drugs at my drug lecture that I did, that tested the drugs on rats, and he built what he called Rat City.
Oh,
Right? And he had the rats living, just like, for instance, a community would need, like gas stations, stores, like Walmarts and, Targets, clothing stores, things of that nature, restaurants, all of that. The rats had the same thing. Rats had their everything in the rat community, right? In this, what he called Rat City. And they took, and they had one area where they would get the drugs from. That's what they call today the trap house, right? Where you would get the drugs from. And the rats would take it back to their homes. And then from there, they would never, once they would get the dope, They would never go outside of their community. And what do we do today? We do not go outside of our community.
Right.
We just stay right here in this hole, and then we sell drugs, we prostitute our women, we go to strip clubs, we black on black crime, Christmas and Thanksgiving, everything that's destroying us, man, right here in our own community. Right? And they knew that. You understand? They didn't try to, they didn't disenfranchise you to franchise you. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do that. They didn't do it to turn around and make you poor and give you some of the worst conditions to turn around and say one day, okay, you know what? No. Let's take those urban areas and turn them into suburban areas. That ain't never on their mind. You can forget about that. Read the next word.
Got it again. Number 5, a new executive order banning discrimination in all housing supported by federal funds.
Another bad idea. To this day, California's still getting sued, ain't it? For all the discrimination they did on cars and home loans and walking down the street. Okay? I know California is the biggest for the damn discrimination lawsuits. Okay? To where a lot of people have lost their homes, lost their cars, lost everything, man. You understand? And guess what? Another bad idea. They're never going to turn around. Like I said, this is what Stevie Wonder say. Stevie Wonder see that this right here is still going on. Yet they still discriminate against us. And then when they turned around and came up with a bright idea to get us in the housing market, just so they could take our houses, they came up with the balloon rate. To where they turn around, your mortgage fluctuates. It fluctuates with the economy. If the economy is going good, then your mortgage will go down. But if it's going bad, and you know what, it's always going bad for us, then your damn mortgage going to be sky high, and you ain't going to pay that damn refinance back. You ain't going to be able to pay it back because it's going to keep fluctuating. I know a brother that got ripped off like that here in St. Louis. He turned around and he had signed for his son to buy, he was into buying property. And I forgot how many he bought it at the time. But he bought several pieces of property. And he turned around and had that balloon rate on it.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 years had went by. I think the project didn't go through. Didn't go right. And the son ended up losing the property. So the father, he co-signed and had to take over the loan. And after 10 years, the damn amount owed on the houses was still the same. It's still the same, man. After paying 10 years in for, I believe it was 20 or 30 year finance, however long it was still the same $20,000 that was tacked on to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, good damn night. So, I mean, you'll never finish paying for it. And you'll do like what he did, lose his home too.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That's what ended up happening, man. So, like I said, all of these ideas were horrible, man. Because that, you know, and where Martin Luther King got these ideas from was he used to send, they knew discrimination was all over the goddamn planet. Wherever they were, discrimination was right there in front of them. Not behind, not in the back, not in the closet, not in the box where you got to pull it out. It was right in front of you. Before you even walked in there, you could smell discrimination. You understand? Before you walk in, what they got in the IHOP Waffle House, okay, before you smelled the waffles, you could smell discrimination all at the front. Okay? And he would send white and black people, you know what I'm saying, into, you know, the lenders' offices, right? And of course, discrimination, like I said, was there. You could smell it before you walked in. He'll send the black people in, black couple. They'll say, "Oh, nope, we don't have anything here. No loans. You know, we don't have any more funds. or whatever the hell. The bank isn't taking any more applications. Whatever they would say to them. Then they'll send some white people right behind them. Oh, yeah. Where have you been? Come on in. Have a seat. Are you two? It's just you two? You have children? They ready to serve them. And they knew that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they've been discriminating on us since we've been here. You know? Since we lived in their outhouses. When we was, staying on plantations. Like, who had to go do that? Who had to send somebody in? Who had to send a white couple and a black couple in to know that the discrimination was prevalent everywhere? Okay, go ahead.
That's Salakia, but this just shows how destroyed our people are, right? Because let's say you took the Bible out of it, right? To see that these people only want the worst for you, and will never have your best interest at heart, should automatically make you as a person want to remove yourself from them. Like, yes, we're supposed to do that. The Most High instructed us to do that, but it should only be natural to want to remove yourself from these people. But our people look at you crazy when you want to do the one thing that makes sense. Follow the laws that were given to us, and to remove ourselves from these wicked, they are the worst people on the planet.
Absolutely.
I mean, and I'm talking about over they worse than Hamites, they worse than Japhites, they worse than Ammon, Moab. They are horrible. They eat cats, rats, and dogs. The Edomites eat people. So the fact that our people just won't pull away from, and we keep fighting and making these demands on how to peacefully coexist.
It's never gonna happen.
We can peacefully coexist by them being over there and us being over here, and that's it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Go ahead, Warren. Read the next one.
Chapter number 6. Authority for the Attorney General to institute injunctive suits when any constitutional right is violated.
Now, when has that ever happened? Okay? It ain't happened, and it ain't gonna happen. The scripture even says that they hold themselves not guilty.
Right.
God told you that in the Bible, so why are you sitting here asking them to turn around and sue themselves for violating your rights? When God said that they already got it made up in their mind that they are not doing anything wrong. So you have got to be stupid to go ask them to do what's right. You know what I mean? Go ahead, read the next one. This is another one that lets you know that the Civil Rights Movement was a joke, and Black History Month is white history. Keep on.
A massive federal program to train and place all unemployed workers, Negro and white.
Who?
Negro and white.
Who?
Negro and white.
What in the hell is a black leader doing worried about white people? What you worried about them getting jobs for? They the ones got the goddamn job.
Right.
You gave up your business, and now you don't have a job. You're the one that's unemployed, not them. The hell you put in the law so-called civil rights for blacks? You understand? And you put white people on the list. We always got to. That's your black leaders and your preachers and your activists. They're all cowards. You understand?
Right.
They're not heroes of mine. You understand? I never understood why we were celebrating Martin Luther King Day. No damn way. Man, marching, walking around, getting little girls blown up on buses and in churches. You understand? All of that. That was nonsense to me. That was nonsense, man. You know, put over 100 and something children out on the front line and had those children hurt, dogs sick on them. The people that was watching said that they saw the dogs literally just ripping the flesh off of these 12. The youngest was 9, I think. Yeah, the youngest was 9. 9 through, I think the oldest was 13. 13. Something like that, yeah. Ripping the flesh off these little kids. They got beat just like they was grown. Just like they was adults. Turn around, okay, so you gonna put your kids out here this week? Okay, we're gonna take care of your kids too. You know, but that's your leader. And then they're turning around and they want all people to be trained and placed that's unemployed. Blacks and whites.
Yeah.
We ain't leaving nobody out. They leaving us out.
Right.
So why do we come to the table with a bargain and a deal to turn around and you can't leave them out?
Yeah.
That's Esau all day long. You understand? When he got rejected in the scriptures, he turned around and he cried. He boo-hooed about it. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Ward.
Salakia, that is one of the biggest fundamental mistakes of our people. We think that the entities that we are negotiating with are people. They're not human. They're not humane. They don't have the capacity to show proper emotion or to empathize with another individual.
Right.
Like that part where you bring out where it says where they had somebody like, well, if they just see my pain, no, he doesn't care.
He don't care.
He doesn't. It doesn't matter to him if you are a child, an old man. It doesn't matter what or who you are. He will do whatever he wants to you because he's the devil the Bible speaks of.
Right.
And that's just his mannerism.
Read that one again.
Kind of. A massive federal program to train and place all unemployed workers, Negro and white, on meaningful and dignified jobs at a decent wage.
And guess where you work at? Church's Chicken.
Right.
McDonald's. You understand? You work at a gas station. You work at Subway and Rallies. You know what I mean? You make at a medium. What we make? $13 an hour. $13 an hour. That's the medium income that we gonna make. You're not gonna be balling at these jobs. You're not gonna have no dignified damn job.
Right.
You're a slave. Get to work. You understand? Flip them goddamn burgers. That's about as dignified as you gonna get. Is working in a fast food joint, man. Doing the slave work. They don't even want you sweeping their floors in warehouse. They don't even want you working. I remember when I was slaving and I turned around and was working in a couple of warehouses and things. And I remember when they had told me, and this was almost on every job, they told me if there is nothing to do, find something to do.
Yeah.
And guess and that's oppression, man. Here it is. Who work harder than us anyway? We clean the clock. You understand? We done 2 and 3 hours early, and then now we gotta find something to do. We gotta find something to do. And then guess what? When you find something to do and you're looking like you're not doing anything too long, they'll turn around and fire your ass. You know what I mean? Like this is one hell of a game that we are playing, and the individuals that we playing with, man, like you said, they don't know how to play Monopoly, right? To have fun. You understand? They don't know how to play for fun. They are playing to kill you. That's how they playing the game. You want to honestly get paid and try to make a life for yourself and take care of your family and all of that. They gonna work you in the ground so that you can die. That's their goal. To work you to death on these goddamn jobs for $8 and $9 an hour. Damn, it just went up to that. How long was it before it increased? 26 or 27 years or something like that?
What?
The minimum wage. It went from $5 to $5. So it was 20 years before it jumped. How many years was it? Can you remember?
I don't remember.
Don't worry about it. You don't do it. I was just trying to see if you remember it off the top of your head. But it was a large number, like 20-something years before minimum wage had increased just a few short years ago, back in, I want to say maybe about 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But before that, it was 20 years for a minimum wage that went up at all. You know, so you do the math, man, and you see if you're gonna get a dignified damn job and a decent wage working here in America. How we gonna get dignified jobs and decent wages is if we come together and we build our own industries, not go to college, get them damn student loans, pay back all that debt to go and build up their industry. You understand? We need to be trying to work on building our own. Okay, read the next one, brother.
Kind of the kind.
Go ahead, mighty man.
Yeah, but
Shalom,
some with
Shalom. All right, one second, Ward. We almost done on this. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, brother. And matter of fact, we'll just do it once we're done with class.
Okay, kind of one go.
All right, Warrior, cause we just about done. Never mind. We'll do it. We'll do it now. We'll just do it when I'm done with this. Go ahead, Warrior. Read number 8. Just hold on, Q.
Number 8. A national minimum wage act that will give all Americans, a decent standard of living. Government surveys show that anything less than $2 an hour fails to do this.
Anything less than $2 an hour. And it went from 2 to 5. It took like about 20 years to go to 2 to 5. Okay? And then what's so crazy is that statistically proven, the oppressor himself will tell you that it takes $20 an hour to live a decent life. All right? And here it is, they bargaining for 2. Okay, and we still only making 8. You know, that's the minimum wage, right? $8, 8 something, 8, 9. You know, between 8 and 9. Certain states, I think some still in the 7s, ain't they? Ain't some still $7.75?
So like it might be. Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, some still $7.75. Yep. Go ahead, go with the next one. But guess what, man? Ain't no standard of living here in America that's gonna make sure that we decent, man. We need, like I said, we need to turn around and build our own industries. We need to take and build buy some of these old buildings that shut down and build our own factories and plants and warehouses, and hell, we can make our own products, make tissue, soap, hair care stuff, man. We could do our own thing, man. You know. Do like brothers do that, that sell CDs out their trunk. Who they pull up on? They pull up on niggas that they know that like that music, right? Guess what? We make our own products. You pull up on us, pop your trunk, and we'll buy your tissue. You know what I'm saying? We'll buy your soap.
So
okay, we won't have to go to damn Walgreens and Walmart for everything. Go ahead.
Lock it. The federal minimum wage is $7.25. And it's been that way since 2009. It hasn't changed in the last 11 years.
It ain't changed in the last 11 years. That's the minimum wage. Now, what was before that? You got the numbers on that before that?
From 1997 to 2007, the minimum wage it stayed in the same place for 9 years.
I'm telling you, it ain't. It's one of them. One of them is in there. It's up there. It's high. You understand? But hell, 10 years, what's it, 11 years? That's high in itself. You know what I mean? For the minimum wage to stay the damn same and the price of everything goes up every year, the cost of living goes up every year. And for the wage to stay the same, how can people have live a decent life at a fair standard when you're not even you're underpaying them on purpose? You understand? But this is your civil rights movement. And guess what? They say, oh, we'll fix you. You want $2? Guess what? We'll give you $2. But we're going to raise the cost of eggs to make sure that we get at least $1.25 out of that too. Eggs. You ain't going to be able to eat. Barely. You're going to barely eat. But you coming in here with these old silly ass demands. That's what they did. They just went back to the drawing board and came up with more ways to go against everything that you asked. Go ahead.
Number 9, a broadened Fair Labor Standards Act to include all areas of employment which are presently excluded.
So you already know that, guess what, we're going to get excluded from a whole lot of jobs. You understand?
Okay.
A whole lot of them. There ain't no damn fair labor when it comes to them and their jobs. They play games. Like I said, while you coming in here with your list of demands, they took and got they now hiring or help wanted sign, right? They tell you this is what you need in order to obtain successful employment here with this business. You got to have, so many hours of college, so much experience, a degree, bachelor's, master's, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the hell you got to have, right? And then once you turn around and come and show proof of that, that you meet the requirements, he'll go and say, well, we can't pay you now. We can't hire you now because guess what? Now you're overqualified for the job. When I just simply went and got what you told me I needed to get the job. But he could tell you that you're overqualified for the position. Thank you, Martin Luther King. You understand? Thank you, Civil Rights Movement. For, putting black folks in a trick bag. That's what you did. You put niggas in a trick bag to where, guess what? They got the upper hand because they own all the businesses now. And then they can play games with it. They can do that. They'll say, well, you need a bachelor's degree. You have a bachelor's? No, I got a, what's the first one?
Associates.
Associate. I got the associate's degree, Well, go get your bachelor's and come back and see us. You come back with that bachelor's, boy, easing on down the road, you understand, like the Wizard of Oz, or like the Wiz, and then turn around and then they say, oh, you're overqualified. I didn't actually tell you to ace the classes now. Come on, I just said get the degree. But you got it at top of your class. You're overqualified, man. Can't pay you. You're worth too much money. They actually play them kind of games. And ain't gonna never be no fair standard with them. The only fair standard is to separate from them.
Right.
All right, go ahead. We'll read that last one.
Number 10, a federal Fair Employment Practice Act. It's like a Federal Fair Employment Practices Act, barring discrimination by federal, state, and municipal governments, and by employers, contractors, employment agencies, and trade unions.
Man, should I even go there and even break that down? Yes, discrimination, all across this. I remember when I was in the union, professionally, the painters union. I was the only naker out of 100 people. You understand me?
Yeah.
Discrimination all day long. I don't know where they been. I don't know what kind of times he was going through back then. You understand? But it was discrimination everywhere. And contractors, man, they didn't. What's his name? Al Sharpton had just came here a few years back because they were still discriminating and didn't want to hire us on the jobs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And they went and shut down Highway 70. I seen him. I saw him when he came down here for that. He was driving a purple short dog. You know what I'm saying? Cadillac. No lie. I ain't lying, man. He was driving a short dog Cadillac with some 20s on it. I'm not lying. Straight up. And he was going up towards 70. You know what I mean? And then that day, that's when they shut it down. I remember that. 'Cause I just got off the highway. I just got off of 70 before they ended up shutting it down. But they did that, man. They shut it down several different times, trying to get the attention of the people and saying that, hey, we're going to disrupt the peace unless you start giving us jobs. And like I said, I was one maker out of 100 people. You understand? So are they still discriminating? Yes, they are. They still doing it today. All right. But let me see. We're at the time. Q. Officer Q.
Come on, sir.
Go ahead, Warren.
If I can, I'm trying to get a breakdown on second Ezra, chapter 7, from the bird.
Your phone real low, brother.
Block it, sir. I was trying to get a breakdown on second
It's-
Ezra, chapter 7, starting at verse 27 to 20. Till 20, block it, till 30.
7, what is it?
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 27 through 30.
Go ahead.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 27. And whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders. Verse 28. For my son Jesus shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. Verse 29. After these years shall my son Christ die, and all men that have life.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 30. And the world shall be turned into the old silence 7 days, like as in the former judgments, so that no man shall remain.
Okay, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get with Captain Mo Quad and see if this the 400 years and the 7 days, right? Because I believe that this is a prophecy about Christ. And just to give you the breakdown on that, you know what I mean? Let me check with Captain Mo Quad and just to be sure exactly what this means right here. And I got you. We'll get this one right here. Cause you know 400 years and there's different time spans, different things have happened. And then it's not always exactly 400 years. You know what I'm saying? Like what a lot of people think as far as the slavery. What year they said it's supposed to end? In 22 or 23?
19. 19.
It's supposed to end 2019?
16, 19, and 2019.
2019. Yeah, okay, 20. That was the end of the 400 years, right? But we still here. You understand? So you know that them years, it don't always mean that, you know, the exact amount of time, which is being a long time. You know what I mean? So like I said, but let me get with Captain Mawquad so I can double check on that, so I can be 100% sure on that. All right?
Okay,
All right, I got you, Warrior. Need anything else? Oh, come, Most High Christ. Most High Christ, brother. All right, Warrior. Well, with that, Black History Month and the Civil Rights Movement is a joke. Even Stevie Wonder could see that it has not done a thing. All of the different demands that they put out, we're still demanding the same demands. We're begging for more and more jobs. Right before the pandemic, black men were 52% unemployed in this country. And did the civil rights movement work? No, not at all. They got demands in there about jobs and decent wages, dignifying jobs and decent wages too. Not just no damn burger and no fry flipper. You understand? Dignified job. I want an office job, right? I'll come in there with a nice suit on, tie, so I can sit down at the desk, greet the people as they come in.
Right.
You understand? Give me a dignified job, right? Nah, still ain't getting those. You know what I mean? So, like I said, but it's time for our people to absolutely get into the truth and get in class and change your life. And with that, shalom, Israel.
Law.
Shalom, warrior.